All right, everybody. Welcome back to Cool Times Podcast, Part 2. With Eric Finnerty from Vapor Armour. We appreciate you guys hopefully tuning into the first episode. We really dove in, Eric, about Vapor Armour, the start of Vapor Armour, and just your history in the industry. And it's impressive. It's impressive. We thank you for being here.
Yes.
Listeners, welcome back. Now we're going to dive into the nitty gritty here because, let's start with the obvious. How does Vapor Armour challenge what most of the cold storage industry accepts is thermodynamic law? And why do you think so many people refuse to believe in your solution?
Well, I think most thermal contractors have a lot of confidence in the way that they've done things.
Mm-hmm.
Our approach to certain details is so different than what the industry, has been doing for so many years. I think that it was, challenge number one.
Mm-hmm.
We figured out a long time ago, a vapor tight seal in these buildings absolutely is 100% the most important part of it. But thermal transfer in these buildings is a huge deal.
Yeah.
So, and then to talk to thermal contractors and, say things like, hey, your frost ribbon detail, it looks really good, but have you went and looked at one, 2, 3, 4 years down the road?
Mm-hmm.
We've always kind of talked with our customers that frost ribbon it's the perfect detail to hide the problem.
Okay. So you've got a proprietary detail for thermal legging or frost ribbon control. Can you break that down for us and explain how it solves that traditional IMP or spray foam detailing simply can't?
Yeah, absolutely. So our system, it's a two-part system. So we have our own vapor barrier system, Vapor Armour.
Mm-hmm.
We also have a synthetic rubber and resin-based adhesive.
Okay.
So traditional frost ribbon details is a panel that is attached, to the bottom of the deck. It has spray foam.
Mm-hmm.
It has, what they're attempting to do with a traditional frost ribbon detail is to stop the vapor drive that happens. Warm air is always going to be driven into, colder spots. And also they're trying to deal with the thermal transfer that happens through the steel.
Yeah, the decking, joist, girders, all
absolutely.
That. Yeah.
So we custom build every component for our frost ribbon detail. So it doesn't matter beams, roof trusses, sprinkler pipes, electrical, every part of that system is built by us. The key to our system is only half of it's on the inside. So thermal transfer happens so radically in these roof decks. Plus, the low rib in that roof deck is an absolute perfect conduit, an artery for warm air to travel, from coolers to freezers.
Sure.
So half of our detail is on the inside. The second part of our detail, we cut the roof system open.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to split the deck, but we do have to deal with the thermal lagging and thermal transfer that happens through the roof decks.
Yep.
So our frost ribbon detail is two parts. And that's why it's successful. And that's how we can guarantee it for 15 years.
Yeah.
That's
and you can
incredible.
control it. I mean, like you mentioned, the traditional frost ribbon or thermal legging, as people call it. I mean, it's, you can't stop cold transfer from -10 to 36, right? That deck's cold. It's going to enter the warm side. It's going to sweat, right? Blah, blah, blah. So traditionally, you would button up that warm side with IMP and insulate it as much as possible to slow down that transfer so it doesn't condensate, right? It's like a koozie on a Coke can on a hot summer day. But over time, that koozie is going to get moist and wet, right? I mean, it is.
Yeah.
And you have torn out hundreds of thousands of pounds of frost ribbon that has just basically masked a problem. And we tell people this, and I will go on record. Frost ribbons and thermal legging is a Band-Aid. We cannot guarantee that it will work.
Yeah.
We just
I've heard
can't.
you say that.
Yeah.
We can. And they're like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, well, I'm telling you, it's not a complete, it's not a complete thermal envelope. We don't have a double column line. We're not, it's cut off from, so we can't guarantee it.
Right.
Well, this is expensive. I go, yeah, I know it is. Right? So is double column lines, but pick your poison. 2-part question. You've been able to save customers on design hundreds of thousands of dollars by eliminating double column lines, using your Vapor Armor detail as the thermal legging detail, right?
Yep.
Fact?
Absolutely fact.
So cool.
Right? Yeah. So cool.
Yeah.
Now, when a traditional thermal contractor tries to do frost ribbon, we can't control what happens above the deck. We tell the roofer, hey, you got to turn your membrane down, tie it to the top of the deck, spray foam, whatever, right? Spray foam, and then your roof insulation. Now, as I talked in part 1, ended with the cliffhanger in part 1 about the roof insulation, right? We want to talk specifics about that roof insulation and what it does and what product you like to use in lieu of that, and the challenges with that.
Yep, absolutely. So the industry has gravitated to polyiso insulation. Yes. The price point, and it does have a good R value.
Yes.
The interesting thing about insulations is they're all tested. Their R values are tested. The mean temperature scale is what it's called, but it's at 70 degrees. So our preference in all of our details is DuPont XPS styrofoam insulation for many reasons. One, it's hydrophobic by nature, which means water will not penetrate it. So on the retro side of things, these buildings that we take apart, the insulation is compromised. It's wet. It's frozen. So we've always used XPS in our installations. The key to styrofoam insulation, the colder the building gets, the R value actually increases for styrofoam insulation. Polyiso insulation actually does the exact opposite. The colder the building gets and it's maintained, it actually loses its R value. One of the other interesting things about polyiso, any moisture that is introduced to it, and it doesn't matter if it's vapor drive, from a failed perimeter seal, it's a roof leak, whatever it is. Once moisture is introduced to that insulation, it's useless. It has lost all of its R value. So we have been shouting for years to get the industry to change over to styrofoam insulation.
Yeah.
The assemblies are expensive. It is more money than polyiso insulation.
Sure is.
It also has, an interesting wrap, with the factory mutual side of things.
Yep. Just challenges there.
It is. There are challenges there, but performance, there's no comparison. And most facilities, the second largest cost that they have is energy. So it's one of the other fascinating things about Vapor Armor. If you put our system in your building, it's the most energy efficient, food safe facility on the planet, and if you can minimize energy for one of these facilities from 10 to 25%, it is a huge savings.
Wow.
So
that's incredible.
Big savings.
Yeah.
You did a study on that too, didn't you? Where you did an energy study on a building before you did your detail and then did the detail and then.
Yep.
You want to talk about that?
Sure. So we have been collecting data on how our system affects energy usage in facilities for probably 15 years. We did 3 case studies. We had a customer that agreed to let us do case studies on their facilities. Geographically, we wanted to get a wide geographic area as possible. So we did Massachusetts, Florida, and Michigan. And the deal was give us 12 months prior energy usage. And this was all their data. They gave us their electric bills. And the one stipulation was you don't get to modify any other part of the building for 12 months. And it was really important for us so that we could quantify the data, what was really going to happen on these facilities. And it all came together. We did it over a 2-year period for one customer.
Okay.
Then the facilities operated for 12 months. Then they provided us the data, and we ran the data from the 12 months prior to us starting.
Yeah.
And the completed work and the energy savings on these facilities was astounding. Now, they did have a lot of contaminated insulation. So the refrigeration equipment was working harder to maintain temperature. But all of those projects were over $1 million. They were large, extremely challenging projects. The best ROI that we had was around 22 months. And the worst ROI we had on those 3 test studies that we have on our website and we did these tests on was basically 4 years. So, I mean, if you can go to a customer, we can calculate now, we can go to a customer.
Wow.
Give us 12 months of your energy bills. Yeah. We'll run it through the data, our historical data that we've been tracking for years, and we can pump out, a return on investment.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah. Well, energy is a huge part of our industry.
Of course it is.
Yeah. So that's another topic.
That is absolutely wild.
Yeah. When this past board meetings that we just attended, that was one of the subjects that came up. And a lot of facilities right now are struggling just to get power to new builds because of data processing and AI and the amount of energy that is being gobbled up, for all of our technology. So it's a big deal. Energy is a huge, huge cost in our industry.
Yeah, agreed. And I want to circle back to your perimeter detail. As you say, that's the most important detail in the building is the perimeter. Exterior IMP meets membrane, right? Traditionally, some people don't even spray foam the top of the flutes, right? Some do, some don't. Basically bringing their roof insulation up against the IMP, terminating the membrane, and there you go. You're doing something completely different.
Yeah.
Your detail in your presentation to us was it's very detailed what you're doing up there.
Yeah.
And it almost looks absolutely bulletproof. And it is, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a believer, so I guess I could say it's bulletproof,
Well, it's always been interesting that the industry has just gone to that detail to where the roof, which is amazingly designed to keep water out. I mean, that's really what the roofing system is supposed to do. But it's also been odd that there hasn't been a standalone vapor barrier perimeter seal in these buildings before our company. They incorporate products that don't really go together. And also the smallest artery or a breach in that perimeter detail is going to tear that detail apart. And the roofing industry and the roofing contractors, they're amazing at keeping water out of these buildings. But once moisture and ice is introduced to that system, to say they can't fix it is probably not the best way to put it. But they have a very, very minute chance of fixing it. So that's where our system, just comes to play. The interface between the perimeter of the building and the roofing system, that's where we live.
Yeah.
And the marrying of the roof system to our system it's super simple. So these projects that we're doing when we're working with roofing contractors, they love us because they can do a roof detail. So we take responsibility for all of that stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so there are a lot of skeptics out there, right? That think the vapor armor is snake oil. It's fairy dust magic, right? I mean, what would you say to skeptics when they say there's no way this product can work? What do you say?
How about 40 million square feet of successful applications?
Boom.
Yep.
I mean,
boom.
Yo. Boom. Yeah. I mean, we're legal all across North America, and it's a huge industry. But if we had a failure in one of our systems, the entire industry would know about it.
Of course.
So we're not going away.
No.
We had challenges in the beginning. You talked about, Dean Soul, and to get people like that to look at us in a way it has been challenging, but the industry is catching on, and it's a fun ride right now. Yeah. I mean, our company has grown so much. The people that work with us they're so committed, and we have a culture of, caring about what we do. And we instill that through all aspects of our company.
Yeah.
I mean, we take it really serious. The 15-year warranty is part of it, but our families, we all buy food from stores. We all, I eat a lot of food. And we take that dead serious on how important our jobs are. Yeah. And we want to build and help build and construct the safest, most energy efficient facilities in the industry. So,
when would be a good time to bring in Vapor Armor on a new construction project?
Well, would love to put perimeter seals in these buildings.
So amen to that.
Yeah.
And I think you should.
I mean, the rack supported stuff, which so many companies are doing right now. We're doing the low to high wall details. We're doing the expansion joints on some of the facilities. We're starting to do perimeter seals on more conventional type, builds when we want to chase you guys. So projects that we're doing for you guys right now, whether it's a liner panel detail or a partition wall, we want you guys to get just far enough ahead of us that we can't catch you, because we know directly behind us, other trades are going to come in and make our jobs, harder to do.
So racking, all that stuff. Yeah.
We like the freeze boys to get about 4 days in front of us, and then we just chase you guys.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You did a phenomenal job for us out in Colorado, and we got to see it firsthand, and it was cool.
Oh, it was a great project.
I'll make a post about it. Don't worry.
Well, we have a whole bunch more work coming up with you guys,
I know.
so appreciate that so much. So
amen to that.
Yeah,
that's cool. So when a job is already bid and won, price point's kind of already set. Okay, so when we bring you into the mix, or they find out about you somehow and they bring your name up or whatever, like, a lot of people can't stomach spending that extra money at the perimeter of the roof.
Right.
But is there any way to say, hey, roofer, you can deduct your price a bit because you're not doing all the perimeter work. We're going to do it.
Yeah.
So what's your deduct? Roofers don't want to hear that.
Right.
Right. Listen,
I can't wait to answer this. I'm jumping at the gas.
I see you.
No, you go.
No, okay.
Yeah. I'm just like,
I love it.
No.
I mean, so when that whole process is going on, like with the GC and cost and bringing you in, and what do we do?
Yeah.
What do we do?
Oh, okay. So because new construction has grown so much with our company, we are able to get in the design on the front side. So we have a whole bunch of customers right now that we're on the front side. So the thermal contractor and the roofing contractors don't have that scope of work. Now, the frost ribbon detail, what we charge the industry, it's pretty close.
It's pretty close to what we do.
That's right.
I mean,
yeah. But when you can deduct what the roofer is specified to do in traditional, older details, it's not that much more money to have us do it. So, this is the exciting part of what's happening with our company right now.
Yeah.
Because we're in the design side now, up front, before these buildings go out to bid, that price point comes, it gets way closer. Now, we are a little bit of an upcharge on the perimeter seals,
of course,
but considering how important it is for the overall life,
there's a big ROI there.
Absolutely.
And a guarantee. Yeah, that's our biggest problem we see after buildings get brought down to temp. Full disclosure, that is the number one thing we'll see is an email chain 6 months later saying, hey, there's ice up on the deck by the perimeter.
Yeah.
All right. And then it's the roofer's copied on the email and the thermal contractor's copied on the email.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, if we're going to have an issue, it's right there. Right?
Yes.
And it's get everybody to the site. Who's responsible? Did the panel contractor butyl and cap the panel correctly? Did the roofer not terminate the membrane correctly? And then you're opening things up and redoing things, and it's a nightmare. It is a nightmare. Can we just get Vapor Armor to do all these perimeter seals? Then it's one guy, right? One responsibility and a 15-year warranty and an ROI that the end user is going to be so happy with.
Yeah. I've often thought
that's my sales pitch for you, bro.
It was great. I really liked it.
Well, I've often thought that the thermal contractors get drug into that.
We do.
And I've never quite understood that. The design of that building is incorporating the roof system to create, that airtight connection.
Sure.
And I mean, roofing contractors are awesome. The roofing systems are incredible. I do not have a dog in the fight. I don't care about manufacturers. It just doesn't matter. But when you are incorporating the roof system to create that airtight seal on the perimeter of these buildings, it's just the wrong way to do it, period.
Sure.
I mean, and we get a lot of opportunities to talk, to design build firms and, the big GCs and thermal contractors. I mean, I loved coming and presenting for your guys' company.
Yeah, that's cool.
And we get to show what is happening, in these buildings. And we want to do it as much as possible.
Yeah. The pictures were insane to show what this can, when you don't have it.
We want to educate. It is a huge part of it. But yes, by far, perimeter seals. We got to fix it. We got to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
If there was a superhero for Vapor Armour, what would that superhero be?
Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog.
You got everyone side spinning.
I liked it.
Well, that's a funny question. If our customers, we constantly talk in the office that if there's an issue, we come in like Superman. We're immediate. I mean, on the retro side of things, like I said, we've done millions and millions of square feet of this system. 99% of the time, an issue with our system is third-party damage. But if any one of our customers, our system is in the building and there's an issue, we are there. I mean, we address it. Anything that happens to these systems, we own it. So
that's awesome.
I would say Superman.
I like it.
Flying like Superman.
You look good in tights.
I don't know about that.
You look good in tights.
Well, tell us before we get into our last fun section, if people want to know more about Vapor Armour, what you guys are doing, where can they find more information?
Well, the website obviously is www.vaporarmour.com.
This episode is brought to you by Vapor Armour.
Vapor Armour is the leader in advanced vapor barrier technology for cold storage and controlled environments.
Protect your building envelope, prevent costly moisture damage, and extend the life of your facility, all backed by an industry-leading 15-year condensation-free warranty.
Vapor Armour, sealing your success.
We are so blessed to have representation in 45 states. So we have an incredible group of reps that help us out. We're easily contacted through any of the organizations. The referrals we get from you guys. It's a pretty simple task, but
for sure.
We're updating the websites and we're trying to stay relevant and all those types of things. But also our reps are just, I mean,
they're awesome.
We have
some
the best. Yeah.
You got the best, man.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah. Proud of you, man. I'm stoked for you. Proud of you and your team. You guys come in very professional. You have some phenomenal employees. Like that. It's
incredible.
It's a blessing to the guy. It is nice to have good people.
Yeah.
They're very good people.
Yeah.
So. Yep. Some of the best people I've ever seen.
No, it's an incredible group. It is an incredible group. So thank you.
Any changes or anything new at Vapor Armour you want to talk about before we harass you, I guess?
Harass. Ouch.
With questions. I'm going to harass you with questions.
Well, there's our company's, been growing constantly. We've had some incredible hires. I mean, you guys know, Travis Fisher. He was just promoted to vice president of operations.
I love that.
Congrats.
I know.
I love that.
So cool.
He also spearheads, our QC department, which is intense. Our system, It is, every inch of it is inspected before we turn it over to the customer. We recently just hired a new CFO too, Martin Yan. We call him MJ. And super, super exciting announcement. We are filling the position of National Director of Sales, Mr. Mike Petros.
Yes, sir.
There's an industry legend is joining our team, and
by the time this is out, your announcement have been
congrats.
Mike, welcome to the squad.
Yes,
Stevie, bro,
super excited.
Dude, Petros is a beauty.
Yeah,
he's just passionate. He cares. He's smart.
He does.
Yeah. He's everything that you want. For sure.
And he has, an incredible relationship, with our rep teams.
Yes.
So his background in low temp is phenomenal. I'm really excited.
I can tell.
For him to come and help me, drive this bus. Yeah. So it's an amazing group of people. It's good
Congrats.
stuff.
It's going to be fun.
Thank you. Yeah, it is. It is.
Well, we are looking forward to seeing your continued success, and we're looking forward to many upcoming projects with you. It's going to be fun. And this is the segment where I get to give you this or that questions. Okay. Are you ready for it?
I'm going to do my best. Hey, this is where we can edit stuff, right?
No, this is where I don't allow our team to edit anything.
All right. Let's go.
This is where we get to know.
Here we go.
Good. You ready? All right. Pizza or tacos?
Oh, tacos.
Beach vacation or mountain getaway?
Beach.
Netflix binge or a movie theater guy?
Ooh, Netflix by far.
Camping or hotel?
Ooh.
The mountain man in the Northwest.
I know I do like a good hotel.
Yeah. All right. Superhero power. Flight or invisibility?
Oh, flight.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Oh, instantly. Yes. I travel a lot.
If you just saw invisibility, I'd have been like, you're a pervert.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, man, that's too good. Cold brew coffee or hot espresso?
Hot espresso.
Are you a summer heat guy or a winter chill guy?
Well, Rachel and I just finished our home in Scottsdale, so I love the mountains. I love the snow, but man, that nice sunny weather it's pretty epic.
It is.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. All right. Greatest sing-along song of all time. There's two options here. Don't Stop Believing or Friends in Low Places.
Oh, Friends in Low Places.
Ooh, I like it.
We all on my roots. There you go.
I know I tend to gravitate towards heavy metal, but
I know you
do.
That's
a no-brainer.
I know. I love that one.
Yeah.
Eric, you're a stud.
Thank
dude.
you.
Congrats on your success and
thank you for your support of this show and
support of our show
in life and in our friendship as well. We appreciate it so much.
You're an absolute beauty.
Oh, you guys are the best, and I'm just so thankful. I mean, I feel blessed to be involved in a little bit with what you guys are doing. Sponsoring this podcast, I think, is so important for the industry. Yeah. And you guys have such a great footprint in the industry that you bring so many people together. So thank you guys. It's an absolute honor to be a part of it.
Right? To bring it all together.
And community matters.
Thank you.
It matters. And it's much love. And I'm just so pumped to have everybody listen to this. This is, hopefully this has helped the industry understand a little bit more about Vapor Armour and what you do. And you have no competitors, man. Congrats.
It's not a bad thing. Yeah.
They'll love it.
Thanks.
All right.
Thank you for listening to part 2.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. Again, subscribe, share, and until next time. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Thank you.